Welcome to Have You Read It, the channel where we bring books to life, one summary at a time. Whether you're here for self-help, personal growth, or business inspiration, there's something for everyone. Today, we're diving into Liz Wiseman's Multipliers, How the Best Leaders Make Everyone Smarter. This book explores the fascinating contrast between two types of leaders, those who amplify the intelligence of their teams, called multipliers, and those who diminish it, known as diminishers. Get ready to discover how you can become a multiplier and unlock the hidden genius within your team. In a world where innovation and collaboration are increasingly crucial, maximizing the intelligence of your team is no longer a luxury, but a necessity. Multipliers presents a compelling argument for a leadership style that does just that. Wiseman's research reveals that multipliers get almost twice the capability from their teams compared to diminishers. Imagine the possibilities if you could tap into that underutilized potential within your own organization. The book opens with an anecdote about Gabriel Oz, an Israeli tank commander whose performance drastically fluctuated under different leadership styles. Under one commander, his skills were celebrated and honed. Under another, his confidence plummeted, and he nearly failed his training. This story vividly illustrates how leaders can either amplify or diminish the intelligence around them. It sets the stage for understanding the multiplier effect. Wiseman argues that some leaders, the diminishers, function as intellectual black holes, sucking the energy and creativity out of the room. They hoard ideas and resources, leaving their teams feeling inadequate and underutilized. In contrast, multipliers act as sparks, igniting the intelligence of those around them. They create an environment where ideas flourish, challenges are embraced, and problems are solved collaboratively. The core difference between these two leadership styles lies in their fundamental assumptions about intelligence. Diminishers operate from a scarcity mindset, believing that intelligence is a rare commodity and that they possess most of it. This leads them to micromanage, control information, and make all the important decisions themselves. Multipliers, on the other hand, believe that intelligence is abundant and can be cultivated. They see their role as unleashing and amplifying the intelligence that already exists within their teams. They ask powerful questions, create space for others to contribute, and challenge their teams to stretch beyond their perceived limitations. The book identifies 5 key disciplines that distinguish multipliers from diminishers. These are not simply personality traits, but learned behaviors that can be developed and honed. The first discipline is that of the talent magnet. Multipliers are magnets for talent. People are drawn to work with them because they know they will be challenged, supported, and given the opportunity to grow. Unlike empire builders, who hoard resources and underutilize their teams, talent magnets see talent everywhere and strive to utilize people at their highest point of contribution. They identify and label people's native genius, those things they do naturally, easily, and freely, and connect them with opportunities that demand their unique talents. They also actively remove blockers, whether they are organizational barriers or prima donna team members who stifle the contributions of others. The second discipline is that of the liberator. Multipliers create an intense but supportive environment that requires people's best thinking and work. Unlike tyrants, who create a tense and fearful atmosphere, liberators remove fear and empower their teams to think for themselves. They do this by releasing others, shifting the ratio of listening to talking, operating consistently, and leveling the playing field. They create psychological safety while also demanding high performance. They give their teams space to experiment, make mistakes, and learn quickly. The third discipline is that of the challenger. Multipliers challenge their teams to tackle ambitious goals and stretch beyond their comfort zones. Unlike know-it-alls who give directives and test people's knowledge, challengers seed opportunities, lay down a challenge, and generate belief. They ask hard questions, challenge assumptions, and reframe problems to expose hidden opportunities. They create a starting point, offer a clear and concrete challenge, and ask hard questions, but they let others fill in the blanks. They inspire their teams to attempt the seemingly impossible. The fourth discipline is that of the debate maker. Multipliers use debate to drive sound decisions and generate buy-in across the organization. Unlike decision makers who make decisions in isolation or with a small inner circle, debate makers frame the issues, spark debate, and drive sound decisions. They encourage rigorous, fact-based discussions where everyone has a voice. They create safety for best thinking and demand rigor. They also clarify the decision-making process, empowering their teams to execute effectively once a decision is made. The fifth discipline is that of the investor. Multipliers invest in the success of their teams by providing resources, coaching, and support, but ultimately hold them accountable for results. Unlike micromanagers who control every detail, investors define ownership, invest resources, and hold people accountable. They teach and coach, giving back ownership for outcomes. They expect complete work and allow natural consequences to unfold. They build independent teams that can thrive even in their absence. While the 5 disciplines provide a framework for becoming a multiplier, the book emphasizes that this is not a binary concept. Most leaders exhibit a combination of multiplier and diminisher behaviors. The key is to become aware of your own tendencies and consciously choose to lead in a way that multiplies the intelligence around you. The authors offer several accelerators to help you become a multiplier. The first accelerator is to work the extremes. Identify your strongest multiplier discipline and your weakest, most diminisher-like tendency. Focus your development efforts on these 2 extremes, aiming to top off your strength and neutralize your weakness. You don't have to be great at everything, but you should aim to be good enough in all areas and exceptional in a few. The second accelerator is to start with the assumptions. Your behavior follows your assumptions. If you believe that people are smart and will figure things out, you are more likely to act in ways that empower and unleash their intelligence. If you assume that people need you to make all the decisions, you will likely micromanage and stifle their creativity. Consciously choose to adopt multiplier assumptions. The third accelerator is to take the 30-day multiplier challenge. Choose one multiplier practice and commit to practicing it consistently for 30 days. This focused approach will help you build new habits and solidify multiplier behaviors. The sources explain that becoming a multiplier is not about being nice or avoiding accountability. It's about leveraging the full intelligence of your team to achieve extraordinary results. Multipliers are often demanding leaders, but they are demanding in a way that inspires and empowers, not in a way that diminishes and discourages. They are not afraid to extend tough challenges, demand best work, and hold people accountable. But they do so in a way that builds confidence, stretches capabilities, and ultimately multiplies intelligence. Throughout the book, Wiseman uses real-world examples from a variety of industries, from tech giants like Oracle and Intel to high school sports teams, to illustrate the multiplier effect in action. These stories bring the concepts to life and provide concrete examples of how multiplier leadership can transform organizations and individuals. For example, the book highlights leaders like Mitt Romney at Bain & Company, who accelerated the careers of many individuals, including Meg Whitman, by focusing on identifying and utilizing their unique talents. K.R. Sridhar at Bloom Energy, who built a high-performing team by prioritizing collaboration and removing prima donnas who hindered the team's collective intelligence. Lutz Ziob at Microsoft Learning, who used rigorous debate to drive sound decisions and foster buy-in across his organization. Ella Bhatt, the founder of Sewa, who invested in developing future leaders, allowing her to step back from operational management and focus on creating new organizations to empower self-employed women in India. Bill Campbell, former CEO of Intuit, who transformed himself from a diminisher to a multiplier, and now coaches Silicon Valley CEOs on how to unleash the intelligence of their teams. Wiseman also shares insights from her own experience as a former executive at Oracle and as a leadership consultant. She provides practical tips and tools to help leaders assess their own multiplier factor and develop multiplier behaviors. The book also includes a discussion guide and an online assessment to help readers apply the concepts to their own leadership practice. The book closes with a challenge to readers: choose to be a multiplier. Shift your focus from being the smartest person in the room to being the person who creates a room full of smart people. The world needs leaders who can unlock the vast reserves of untapped intelligence that exist within organizations, communities, and families. By choosing to lead like a multiplier, you can not only achieve extraordinary results, but also create a more fulfilling and enriching experience for yourself and those around you. To wrap up, here are some key takeaways and easy-to-remember heuristics from multipliers. Intelligence is abundant, not scarce. Believe in the potential of those around you. Your job as a leader is to multiply, not diminish, the intelligence of your team. Focus on extracting and extending the genius of others. Ask more questions than you give answers. Create space for others to think and contribute. Extend challenges that stretch people beyond their comfort zones. Growth happens when people are pushed beyond their perceived limitations. Use debate to drive sound decisions and foster buy-in. Rigorous discussion leads to better outcomes. Invest in the success of others and hold them accountable for results. Build independent teams that can thrive even in your absence. Reflect on your own leadership style and identify your multiplier and diminisher tendencies. Use the tools and resources available to become more of a multiplier. Thanks for watching. Have you read it? Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next book dive.